With roughly 1,230 kilometers from the melting snow masses of the Alps to the southern bight in the North Sea, the Rhine River is the economic spine of Western Europe and connects the landlocked Alpine republics through Germany, France, and the Netherlands to the rest of the world. Along this path, the river undergoes 6 distinct geographic phases, starting with the Alpine Rhine in southern Switzerland, which forms from many smaller mountain creeks, whose milky waters eventually combine into the anterior and posterior Rhine. After about 100 kilometers, the river becomes an important border marker, separating Switzerland from Liechtenstein and Austria before collecting in Lake Constance. Despite the 200-kilometer-long journey that these waters have already traveled, for navigational purposes, it is here where the river officially starts. The Old Rhine Bridge in the city of Constance marks the 0-kilometer datum for the Rhine kilometer scale, and as the Rhine winds its way through the hard limestone rock of the Swiss-German border frontier, its persistence in the ever-changing topography shows in the form of the Rhine Falls, the most powerful waterfall of Europe. In just 15,000 years since the last ice age, the river eroded away the rock which blocked its path, creating this fascinating nature spectacle. Towards the end of its journey through Switzerland, the Rhine turns sharply at Basel's Rhine knee, passing the Switzerland-France-Germany tri-point border. The narrow and rapid river here has long hindered access to landlocked Switzerland, so France built the 50-kilometer-long Grand Canal d'Alsace, which is a parallel waterway that tames the Rhine, which enables navigation to Switzerland and hydropower extraction for France's industrial heartland. Roughly halfway along its course and entirely within Germany now, the largest tributary, the River Main, confluences on the eastern bank, which also acts as a gateway for inter-European ship traffic, connecting to the Danube and the Black Sea through a series of locks and canals. Past this point, the Middle Rhine impresses with over 50 pompous medieval castles and terraced vineyards, covering the hills and rocky outcrops of its banks, turning the Rhine into a fairy tale land. The up to 200-meter deep Rhine Gorge walls in this section slowly give way to more mellow banks again, with the urban centers of Germany's most populous and most productive region replacing the tranquility. Over 10.5 million people call this short stretch their home, and with most of the major tributaries having now combined their water masses, the Rhine has turned into a slow-flowing giant that meanders through the flat German and Dutch countryside. 200 kilometers before the delta, the river only lies 15 meters above the water level of the North Sea, and the mellow gradient leads to the main stem fanning out and covering nearly the entire southern part of the Netherlands. These broad interconnected waterways create ideal conditions for the shipping industry, which has established itself across the delta streams, with Europe's busiest port lying right at the gateway to the North Sea. If you want to learn more about the world's greatest rivers, you can check out this playlist, where I have already covered many of the world's longest rivers, or watch what YouTube thinks is best for you here. See you in the next one. Cheers.